I'm Jason Fitz from Rivals.com on National Signing Day, hanging out with Arizona head coach Jedd Fisch. Coach, first and foremost, we'll get to your recruits in a second. I want to start by saying congratulations, because as somebody that's been covering college football for a minute, I don't remember the quietest, like a quieter 9-3 season than you guys just had. Congratulations on a season that I'm not sure the nation paid enough attention to.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it. We had it was a fun year. It was a great year, and we finished off last 6 in a row. We won, and that was a lot of fun every week. And 4 of which were against ranked opponents, so that was fun. And our guys are just playing really good football right now. So we got a great game against Oklahoma coming up. We got to be at our very best against that program in the Alamo Bowl, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure the Valero Alamo Bowl is the best game out there.
Now, what does being in the Alamo Bowl mean for your recruiting process?
Well, it's huge. We've been here. This is our 3rd season that we've been at Arizona, and it's the first bowl game we've gotten to. Last year we were 5-7, and so it's nice to get close, but we still needed to get a few more. Gotta get over the top or get over the hump. And the last bowl game they've been to is 2017 prior to this one. So for us to be out there and competing, and we have 13 sophomore or freshman starters out of our 22. Now it enables us to go show people and go tell recruits, you come here, you're going to play, you're going to get developed, and we're not going to look in the portal to replace you. We're going to just have a bunch of high school kids that get better.
I mean, talk to me about that for a second, because I've been talking to coaches all day. To be transparent, everybody's different on this. So where do you find the line between recruiting and the transfer portal?
Yeah, I think the transfer portal has a place if you need to fill a spot for a certain reason. When I got here, we had a lot of needs in 2021 when the season came to an end. We were able to get Jaden DeLora in the transfer portal, who was the freshman Pac-12 player of the year. And we were able to sign Noah Fafita as a high school recruit, who ended up this year as the freshman Pac-12 player of the year. We were able to get Jacob Cowing in the transfer portal, who was a second-team All-Pac-12 player, and we were able to sign T-Mac as a high school recruit in that same class. Jacob Manu was a first-team All-Pac-12 linebacker, and we signed Justin Flo through the portal. So I think you have to do both. You have to have both. But the more we could live in high school recruiting, the happier I would be, and the more our recruits can just stay with us. We didn't really lose anyone in our 2 deep in the portal. So every play, we didn't lose a starter. We didn't lose a second string player in the portal this year. So that makes a huge difference in players wanting to be here and being able to use high school recruiting for our advantage.
You said the more you can be in high school recruiting, the happier you are. Why?
Well, the kids so much better. You know who they are. And just like in the NFL where, I spent 15 years, it's easier to pick a player in the draft and coach them to what you want to do than take a player out of free agency and coach them sometimes what you don't want them to do than what you want them to do. There's a famous saying that it's easier to train than retrain. And I believe that's really what it comes down to. In high school recruiting, you get them here. You've spent a year getting to know them. You know their high school coach. You know their guidance counselor. You know their principal. You know everybody that has really touched them in any way, shape, or form. You know their parents. And in college transfer portal recruiting, someone goes in the portal on a Tuesday, and on Wednesday, you're trying to get them on a visit. On Thursday, you're trying to get them to commit. So how do you know anything about them? So that to me is the biggest difference. There's a place for transfers. We signed 4 of them this year. We signed 16 high school kids. That's not a very big transfer class.
Now, one of the high school kids you signed, Damon Williams, quarterback, obviously people are excited about. What did you see from him?
He's an elite player, elite in every way. He's I think the kid could go. I think his junior year, he was 28 touchdowns, 1 interception. He was this year for his career. He started 4 years. He's a 78% completion percentage. He has unbelievable decision maker. Unbelievable decision maker. He knows when to run. He knows when to check it down, and then he knows when to take the shot down the field. He's a 4.0 student. And he's a 4.0 football student, too. That kid has a football IQ that not many have. So, he's got a great ability and a knack for the game of football. And I think he's going to have a great tenure here and a great opportunity for him to learn from Noah on, how to be a pro. And just like Noah learned from Jaden on how to be a pro. And right now, I think we got the best quarterback room out there.
I mean, it's a staggering quarterback room. And I guess what surprises me when I see all of that is the transfer portal, right? There's this concept now that if you get a kid in and he doesn't play right away, you risk losing him. So how have you sort of built the expectation for him to know what to expect in his early portion of his career?
Be willing to be developed. Tom Brady didn't start till his 4th and 5th year. Yeah, it worked out pretty good for him. Peyton Manning started as a freshman. You never know how it's going to go, right? But I think the most important thing you could do is understand your situation. Don't chase something that you don't know. Understand where you're at, understand the way we coach, understand how you'll be developed, understand how your performance will continue to improve, and then be ready. Be ready. Everybody needs to be always ready. When Jaden had an unfortunate high ankle sprain, week 4 of this season, we were 3-1. And week 5 this season, we were 3-1. And Noah was ready. And that's what you got to be. You got to always be ready. And when Jaden was able to come back 4 or 5 weeks later, Jaden's ready. If something happened to Noah, and at the end of the game, we put him in, and he goes in there and throws a touchdown pass against Utah. So he's ready. So that's got to be the mentality. That's got to be the mindset. And that's why I think you can get quarterbacks to come to Arizona.
You've spent so much time in living rooms for the last several months getting ready for today. How much did conference realignment play a part of your conversation too?
Yeah, it's a part of it. Really talking about scheduling, talking about where you're going to play your games. We have one East Coast game. We do. We're going to Central Florida. We have a nice amount of games in Central Time Zone, which I love. Early games in Texas and areas like that. We play a game at Kansas State. Play 7 home games. We got 2 games in Utah. So we're able to talk to our people that, hey, we're a West Coast team. We're still a West Coast team. We're not in the Big Ten. We're not flying to Rutgers. We're not flying to Penn State. We're not flying to Illinois. We're not flying to some of the school Maryland on the East Coast. We're not doing that. Michigan, East Coast. We're not doing that. We're staying where we're at. We're playing some schools down south. We're flying to Texas maybe. But if you want to come to a program that you could stay on the West Coast, you should come to Arizona.
Well, I can tell you this, for all the West Coast games to get buried late at night, you have constantly put out a product that has been fun to watch. Covering it has been a blast. Congratulations on an absolutely great season. I can't wait to see what's next. And most importantly, thanks for joining me on a huge day for you and the program.
Yeah, thank you. Good to be here. Good to be a part of it.